Hi there, I'm here to share another Smart Women tip with you. I'm Katana Abbott, and today we're going to talk about why it's time for an IRA and 401k checkup. In a moment, I'll even share my personal nightmare with my IRA because it could easily happen to you. But it really is the perfect time for you to do the retirement checkup because in the next couple of months, you're going to be receiving all of those statements and tax documents about your retirement plans and IRAs. So instead of shoving them in an envelope for your tax person, give those babies a real checkup, and they'll tell you what you need to do. You want to know where all of your accounts are and what they are. You also want to know how they're invested and who is going to receive your money, your retirement account when you die. Now you might think, oh, this is all set, but I'll tell you what, don't just assume, okay? So before we get started though, I'll tell you a little bit about who I am. I'm Katana Abbott, as I mentioned. I'm a retirement reinvention coach and certified financial planner. I'm the founder of the New Retirement Solution. And for the last 30 years, I've helped women create wealth, make a difference, and live a life they love. I'm also the founder of the Smart Women's Empowerment, which includes the Academy, the Smart Women's Academy, and I host Smart Women Talk Radio. So first of all, I'm not only going to talk about IRAs, we're going to talk about retirement plans. So step one is to find out what you have and where it's located. So let me share why this is important. You're going to hear this a couple of times why it's important. But earlier this week, I received an email from one of our Smart Women members saying that she had an extra $13,000 that she found. And actually, her husband had rolled his retirement plan, his 403B plan, because he's a teacher, over to a new custodian, but all of it wasn't moved. So it seemed like new money, but in fact, it was just lost for a while. So, but that's what happens when you don't know where everything is. So imagine all the jobs you've had over the years. Do you have 401k money in your employer plans? Do you have IRAs all over the place or Roth IRAs? What about your spouse? So you get the picture. Can get complicated. So once you have them all pulled together and identified, then you're going to be able to have some options to simplify your bookkeeping, to maximize your return, and to minimize your risk. So the secret here is just getting that list done and get all your retirement plans on one account, on one sheet. So number two, you're going to want to figure out how your money is invested. And if it's spread all over the place, it is going to be a bear cat, let me tell you. And we all remember what happened March 2020, when we had one of the most dramatic stock market crashes in history. Then the Dow dropped 6,400 points in 4 days. That's 26%. So were you prepared for this? Most weren't. And I have a friend, he was close to retirement. He had $1 million in the market. He was managing it himself, all in stocks. And when the market dropped 25%, he freaked out. He sold the whole thing. He never got back in the market. What does that mean? Because today, the market's up 57% from that low. So instead of having 1.3 million right now, for example, he has about half of that, around 750,000. So what's the natural tendency? When the market drops, we want to get out. So we end up selling low, buying high. It's really, really bad. So you don't want to deal with emotion. And you want to have a plan. If you do sell for some reason, you want to have the plan, when do you get back in? Don't be like my friend who's still not in the market now. So the problem is amplified again when you have multiple accounts, multiple money managers, because really no one's taking care of the big picture for you. So you, again, once you have all this together, you might be able to consolidate some of those investments. So old 401ks could be possibly rolled into one big IRA. All the IRAs can be consolidated and you could end up with one money manager and still have great diversification. But you can run an asset allocation and find out how much you have in stocks, how much you have in bonds, how much you have in cash, see if it's appropriate, and then you can reallocate and rebalance. And if the market does take a 25% drop, you will have a plan, and you probably will have way less volatility. Okay, at least you'll be able to sleep at night. So number 3, we're going to be talking about beneficiary designations. You want to identify who's going to receive the money if you were to die. Okay, when you die, we know we're all going to die. So, so I have another story for you. About a decade ago, I invested part of my IRA into a self-directed IRA. And later I came in to update the beneficiary designation. They didn't have the beneficiary designation. They didn't even have the stock certificate because the custodian had changed. And when the company changed, the paperwork didn't get transferred. I mean, my stock certificate didn't get transferred. So I took care of it, you know, but what would have happened if I had died unexpectedly? So let me tell you what happened to my friend, because this could have happened in my situation. So my friend's father he had a huge IRA. He died without a beneficiary designation. So his IRA, and he had many children. So his IRA went to his estate, in a beneficiary designation, avoids probate. Well, his estate went through probate after the attorneys and all the taxes. The kids ended up with, instead of getting a nice big IRA account, they got an after-tax check, dropped, which was about 60%. And they basically put it in their checking accounts, and it got, you know, it just got piddled away, basically. You don't want this to happen to your beneficiaries. So you want to make sure that you get a hold of those companies, you ask them for the beneficiary designation that's on file. If it's incorrect, you're going to want to fix it and keep a copy. And if it's missing, you're definitely going to want to get one in there. Okay, I thought my paperwork was perfect, but it never got transferred to the new custodian. So I hope I got your attention, and that you'll do your retirement checkup. And let's review what that is. Number 1, do an inventory to find out what you own and where it is. Number 2, you want to do an asset allocation on your entire portfolio to identify how much risk you're taking and how your investments are performing, risk versus return. And as you get close to retirement, you want to reduce your risk. Number 3, you want to check with each custodian for your accounts to confirm that they have on file your beneficiary designation, and you want to keep a copy of that. So my friend's husband was a smart CPA, but he did not update his beneficiary either. And when he died unexpectedly, my girlfriend was pregnant with twins. Guess who got the money? His ex-wife. So don't let this happen to you. You want to be smart about money and schedule time for your retirement checkup. And if you want help with the process, you are welcome to come visit me at katanaabbott.com. And while you're there, you're welcome to pick up my free guide, The 3 Strategies to Maximize Your Retirement Income. So until next time, go out and live with more purpose, passion, and prosperity.